Is this thing on? Are you guys ready for my first YouTube video? Because I'm ready. The assignment of today was toasty makeup, and this is what we came up with. Okay, let's actually start this makeup. Oh, this is my first YouTube video. This feels very 2014. This feels very like I'm literally 13 years old pretending to be doing YouTube videos with my friend, but this is for real. We're on YouTube now. I feel like we should probably have an introduction. My name is Laetitia. It's not Laetitia, it's not Laetitia, it's Laetitia. Now with all good makeup, it starts with prep. Recently, I've been really trying to keep up with a skin routine. And when I say, guys, I'm very chaotic. I'm a very chaotic person. But can you see that? That is our friend PCOS, and PCOS loves to give me ingrown hairs. So recently I've really been trying to stick to a routine, and I've been using La Roche-Posay products because I saw another girlie with PCOS and she spoke so highly about how they was able to get rid of all those dark marks, and I need my dark marks gone. So we are sticking to a routine. It also does make me look like a glazed donut, so that's not bad. By the way, guys, I'm absolutely useless when it comes to editing, when it comes to filming. I'm just not a technical gal. It's just not for me. I enjoy content creating. I don't enjoy the editing. This is the La Roche-Posay and it says triple corrections. To focus it basically where I have all of my scars. This is my L'Oreal Hyaluronic Acid Plumping Water Cream, and I absolutely have been loving it recently. You just squeeze it up like that. To use plumping creams just before I go in with makeup. It works on hydration. That's what you need when you're about to go and cake on the products, because me, I like to cake. We are team cake over here, by the way. I am put the makeup on. I'm not really a natural babe makeup. I'm a full coverage yet natural kind of babe. I'm just going in with my matte pencil and brushing my hairs up. Personally, I love a structured brow. I know it's so 2014, but I just love it. Just outline my brow rather than going in and filling it in. I'm 27 years old, and honestly, if you were 21 watching this right now, you are going to turn 27 tomorrow. It's going to feel like tomorrow. I still feel as if I'm about 20 years old. I'm just going through this spoolie and brushing everything together. This helps to blend those brow products to your brows. I feel like this is such an underrated thing that people don't do. They don't realise that just a little brush can honestly make your brows look so much more blended. I'm using the Wake Me Up Rimmel Concealer just to go in and conceal around my brows. Now, you may recognise my face, you may not recognise my face. I originally started my journey over on TikTok. I started off on TikTok, I think, is it 4 or 5 years ago? When was lockdown? That's literally the way I remember so many things. When was lockdown? That is my checkpoint in life. And within a couple of days of me starting my TikTok page, I remember my grandma died, and it was very sudden and very not expected. I did not expect her to pass away. And I think because of that and COVID, I just really threw myself into TikTok, and it paid off because I built myself such a beautiful following over there. If you put any product down on your face, make sure you go back over and you just blend out those edges. Honestly, your makeup will thank you 10 times. This palette is by MAC. It's their Flame Buoyant palette with some warm colours. I'm going to go with this colour and this colour. And I'll be using my Jordani T-shirt brushes. However, don't just create content. I also have a full-time job. And when I tell you having a full-time job and being a content creator, Wait, I have a degree in psychology. Haven't really done anything with it, I'm not gonna lie. The field I work in is nothing really to do with psychology. I guess I work with people. That's the thing, psychology is such a broad subject, and I did not realise that when I was picking to go to uni. When I tell you, if I could go back in time and re-pick my degree, I probably wouldn't have picked psychology. It's interesting, it's so fun, but in terms of the next step, it's not a degree that can just stand alone. It's a degree that you have to do other degrees on top. And at the time, I didn't want to do that. And I'm saying at the time because I have now gone back to uni and I'm now doing a degree through my workplace. I'm doing an apprenticeship degree in project management. So it's not psychology. But at the time, I just wanted to get out into the work world. I wanted to live life. So my psychology degree just sits there. I don't really do much of it except for watch Criminal Minds. I've gone through and I've blended out that colour on my lid, and now I'm going to go through and build up that definition. So I'm going to go back into the same colour that we was just using, but this time I'm just going to pack it into my crease area. By the way, at random points in this makeup tutorial, you might see a Sula. If you guys don't know, a Sula is a sweaty upper lip area. You might see it. I am a sweaty girl. I'm just going to reach for that brown, and I'm going to start smudging that into that lash line. When I tell you, when it comes to eyeshadow, we need to have a detailed talk about eyeshadow, because when I tell you, there's certain steps that once you learn, you can do any eyeshadow look. Any eyeshadow look, and we are going to talk about it, don't even worry. So if you haven't by now, you better hit that subscribe button, comment, subscribe, do all of that. I need more definition, so now we're going to go in with a black and do it pretty much exactly the same, but we're not going to go above where we just put that brown. Smudge that black and keep it nice and close to that lash line, and then smudge it outwards as well with this colour. Pack that colour at the front. I'm going to keep it low when I first pack it on and then slowly bring my brush up. This will help to give you that kind of diffused blended look. Using concealer to clean the eyeshadow up, but for the longest I thought I would never be successful on social media, and not even successful on social media, but I just thought that no one would ever like me on social media. And I'm just not a loud person. I'm a very quiet person. It's all I've ever heard my whole life. At parents' evening, no, so I really hate it. At parents' evening, oh, she's so quiet, she doesn't speak that much. Oh, I don't like to speak to people, but the anxiety speaking to people gives me, sometimes it's just easier not to, because I don't want to think about the conversation for the whole day. And I always thought you had to be really loud and really out there to do good on social media, basically. I'm going in with these lashes. I really wish I could tell you where they're from. They are Amazon. I literally go on Amazon once every 6 months and I just order a whole bulk. And I never ever write down any labels, so I don't know what I'm wearing. I can never reorder because I'm that smart. Wait for those lashes to dry, I'm going to go with colour corrector. My favourite colour correcting palette. I like to go in with this colour here and this colour here and mix the two. This is by MAC and it's their Pro range. I really like it because you're able to customise your corrector colour. And personally, I believe colour corrector, it should blend into your skin. You should not be able to see big orange splashes all over your face. I remember back in the day when we used to use red lipstick. No. Put it down. Don't get me wrong, it will work. It's just giving you more work. Now you have to cover that. And using colour corrector like this will just help us to go with less foundation and help everything to just look nice and even. I like to buff it in with my fingers because with your fingers you're going to get the most skin-like finish. It's going to take off quite a lot of product, but it's going to really press into that skin and just give you a gorgeous finish, and that's what we want with colour corrector. We don't want it to sit on top of our skin. We want it in our skin. Just popping those eyelashes on. Love a smoky eye. For my foundation, I'm reaching for the MAC Studio Radiance foundation. I got audio on TikTok and I was like, it's never gonna be you. That's how I feel to my other foundations with this MAC foundation. I don't even have to speak. I just have to show you because this foundation speaks for itself, baby. Let me tap it on. I'm coming up close so you can see what I'm talking about by this foundation speaks for itself. This quick tip, if you want a full coverage base, use patted motions. The more you pat, the better the coverage is going to be. If you spread, the coverage is going to spread. That base is glowing. These are the concealers we'll be using. We have our Too Faced concealer and then we have our Kosas concealer. We have two concealers because I like to just go in the centre of my face with bright concealers. So down my nose and around my eyes. And I just use that to really brighten. And then I use this Kosas concealer, which is a bit more my shade on the outer edges, like this. I just find that this way I'm really able to get a nice bright pop and natural looking eye. Curve Case by Madebymitchell, and I'll be reaching for Chocolate Charm here. A very warm bronzer. One thing about me is I love a warm bronzer. I usually put my contour here, so I like to apply my bronzer just above where I put my contour, and then on my forehead I like to apply it in a diagonal line. We are trying to make those angles. We are trying to snatch this face because babes, we've got a chubby face. So start on the outer edge of my face first and then work my way in, but with just small circular motions I'm going to go through and just blend that out. To tap that in place first and then go through and lightly blend out those edges. Take it up my nose just a tiny bit. Bronzer brush, I'm just going to drag it down my nose. I'm not going to put any more bronzer on, just lightly drag it down my nose with any leftover product and across my nose. I get my foundation brush and I lightly just pat over everything, kind of like underpainted our nose in a sense. You're able to get the most natural nose contour like this. I'll put you guys onto a blush combo. I've been loving these two right here. This is the YSL Make Me Blush and this is the Matte Cushion Blush in Groovy, and the YSL is in the shade 54. I'm half Grenada and half Dominican. I was in Grenada earlier this year. One thing about me is I love Grenada. I love Jab Jab, love Carnival. Ever see me in Grenada, just know I'm on my way to a fete. One thing that comes with jumping up that much in Grenada, a Caribbean country, is sweat. Sweat. This blush combo, when I say it lasted me all night. Back home, sweat everywhere, but the blush combo is there. It's there. That cream blush first, and I focus it towards my temples, and then I lightly just bring it down, just like that. I like to use an extra fluffy brush to blend out those edges. As I said, any products I put on my face, I try my best to blend out the edges. A cream cushiony blush. It's almost like a baked blush. I have to go in with a dense brush to get that colour. The fluffier your brush, the more natural the blush is going to look. I like to just put it on the apples on my cheeks. I don't want to offend anyone, but honestly, Rihanna does not have to make another song. She does not have to make another album. She does not have to do anything except for focus on creating more makeup products like this. This Fix powder, Miss Riri. I'm gonna get you guys up close and personal because I need you guys to see this. You guys ready? Perfect shade, perfect colour, perfect everything. It truly is a flawless finishing powder. It does claim to be a finishing and setting powder. I do think it does set your makeup as well, and it does set it for a while. I personally like to go in with this. Is by Too Faced and this is Born This Way Soft Blur Powder in the shade Deep, and I like to just use that to set my whole face. My Jordana T-shirt brush just to apply that blurring and setting powder, so it helps to just give my face that airbrush HD kind of look and preserve my makeup, which is what we want. We want a double whammy, okay? This pencil by Beauty Crop and it's in the shade Aish Baby. Gotta support our girl. I got these new lip balms and they're called the Smushy range, and I'm just gonna pair that with NYX Fat Oil. When I line my lips, I like to really focus on the outer edge first and make the middle bit thinner. I'm gonna go in with our Smushy, our NYX Fat Oil. This is in the shade Chillin Like a Villain. One of the final steps I like to do is go back in with that blush just to really make sure it has that pop of colour. With just a bit of black line on the outer edge and then mascara for my bottom lashes. I'm just going to smudge that in. And now black mascara time. And can I just say, for my first YouTube video, I feel like we kind of ate this makeup. Just saying. It's my background mascara by Benefit. I like to use this mascara one because it's just so nice and small. Guys, we're done. I feel like this video was a bit all over the place, I'm not gonna lie. I promise guys I will get better with YouTube videos. This is just my first one. I think I was just really nervous. This is the finished look. It's giving that nice autumn toasty makeup. What do you guys think? Thank you so much for giving me support and just thank you so much for being there. Enjoyed the makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know me and I hope you guys are ready for the next episode, okay?